Any luck? I should be good. I should be good. Trainz simulator. I gotta get used to that webcam. Okay, so hello, this is me. Okay, let's do this. Let's do the thing. It's installed. I go way over here. We're gonna get to work. There we go. Oh, I had this first session. I can change it now. I like the little bit of fog that I get. Kind of makes the other backdrop disappear. There we go. If you guys see me look this way, Locke's chat's over there. Where do we want to start today? So this is South Tram Road. This should be a nice and easy thing to get done really quick. Nice and easy thing. Let's pull you over here. That way I have a reference. Screw it, let's pack you full of people too. Sports passengers Western. Oh, how do I set this up? Do I want there to be like a cliffside where you can look off? Do I want that? Do I? That'd be good. That'd be laggy. It would be pretty. I can tell you that, it would be pretty. It'd be very pretty. But would it be worth it in the end? Does it even matter? I tried so hard. God damn it. Oh, it's good to have a webcam back. I'm sure nobody's gonna join the stream, but it's good to have a webcam back. You guys have no idea how long it has been without a webcam. It's been what, 5 years? It's been 5 years now without a webcam. I used to have one, but I was never using my laptop, and just ever since I moved to like an actual like gaming PC, I never had a reliable webcam until now. Which even now it's not reliable. As you can see, it's very, very dork. Very, very dork. You know, I should probably pull up so that you guys have just a general idea of what I'm modeling this off of. Because this is like a real railroad. Like, this is being based on, or, well, not even based on, this is a real railroad. This is the Missouri Southern Railroad, for anybody who's interested in a specific one. It was the second railroad, no, well, it was the first railroad canonically to go through Reynolds County, Missouri, which is where I grew up. And I never really knew about, it's not I never knew about, I always knew that it existed, but I never, oh God. Why is it so laggy? Oh! Oh God. Why are you laggy? Oh, my webcam. Yeah, see what I mean? My webcam is very, it's not great, guys. I'm gonna make my webcam very small so nobody. I should probably move my webcam over. I'm gonna make it very small over here, so nobody can judge me on how bad of quality it is. See, now it's going good. I just had to make it smaller. That's all that matters. Size does not matter. Okay. Oh, wait. Oh, come on! It's because I move around in the game. I've deduced it. It's purely because of how much I'm moving around in the game and how much it has to load. It's sucking the life out of my... It's sucking the life out of my freaking webcam, which is my phone. It makes no sense why that would be happening, but you know what? It's happening. Okay, I guess I can dig into the detail, the history of this railroad, because I know somebody's gonna be interested. So it started in Leeper, Missouri, which is like, if you know where Poplar Bluff is, it's like 40 miles northwest of Poplar Bluff, along the Black River. And Leeper currently is home to the Union Pacific Railroad. Sorry, I'm thinking back to this time. It's home to the Union Pacific Railroad, but at the time it was also home to the Missouri Pacific and the Missouri Southern. The Missouri Southern is the road that I am detailing. I could go through, in fact I will go through it right away. So this is where the town of Hadley, Missouri was, which is a very, Hadley. This is where the town of Hadley, Missouri was. Still is, but it's unincorporated. You'll notice that as a big thing with a bunch of these towns. So there's Leeper, Hadley. Keeps going through the valleys, and then we have up here, we have Garwood, which is the first major town after Leeper. Then if you follow the right-of-way north, you're going to hit Rubel, Missouri, which is another decently sized unincorporated town. So like this would be where Rubel is. This is Rubel. You keep following the tracks, and for a lot of the time it goes through the valleys, right? And then it suddenly it starts to go up. Yeah, right over here. It starts to head up, which will be a lot of fun to model, because if you guys know anything about trains, it's hard to get a decent gradient in this game. And then you keep following it to the town of Chitwood, Missouri. Right here. At this point, you keep following it through this valley. Found another valley, guys. Never gonna believe it. Keep following it through this valley, and you'll hit my hometown of Ellington, which is gonna be an absolute blast to detail. I really hope I'm not put in charge of that. And then you keep following it, and you will eventually stumble upon one of the first towns that we're going to be detailing, which is the town of Bedwell, Missouri. So this is Bedwell, what will be Bedwell. And then, if you keep following the tracks north, you'll reach the first major rail yard. Well, I call it major, it's still pretty small. You reach the first major rail yard of Fruit City, which is why there are so many orchards around here. This is the city that I've been working on recently. You know, city, it was more like a bunch of... It was the wet dream of the Missouri Southern. That's the best way I can put it. It was the wet dream. Currently, I am running Virginia and Truckee locomotives on this railroad with a Missouri Southern tender. because there are no good models of the locomotives they had. So I'm just going with whatever was the closest, right? Which right now is Virginia and Truckee 26. We have a line of loaded cars waiting to be brought to Bunker, Missouri, which is further down the line. These are probably loaded with fruit. This is around the time that industries would have been switching to trucks instead of train traffic, which is why you will see a lot of trucks coming to Fruit City from the orchards especially. There's a truck. There's 2 trucks up there. There's a truck over here turning south. And then if you keep following the tracks over here, you're going to see on this highway, which it's not really a highway. It's a road that Fruit City used to connect to Ellington. You'll see a bunch of trucks on this road. Okay. So continuing on from Fruit City, we keep going for a while. This is all where I laid down some track. This is the town of Daly, which is really more of just a lumber yard along the railroad. So that's for, like, if you need to do, like, a lumber consist, you're going to drop off some lumber cars there for them to load with logs. Here we have our first spur, which starts at Dairyville, Missouri, and if you take the left track and begin heading southwest, you're going to eventually come up to a 5% grade, which will take you down into a valley where the railroad will end with the town of Meador, I believe that's it. Which is a very small, another lumber one. Yeah, Meador. This will be fun to detail because we don't have any photos of Meador. We just know it existed on the railroad. Now, if we continue our way back to the main line, you will come back to this Y, back to Dairyville, and then if you follow the tracks north, you will come up to Corydon, Missouri, which is actually where the last depot on the Missouri Southern collapsed. It collapsed in 2014, and the railroad was abandoned in 1941. And then you keep going north from Corydon, you'll come to its not like neighboring town of Reynolds, which is named after the county. It is primarily home to a lumber company, which the railroad serviced. And if you keep going, because this is a pretty big railroad, this is roughly the main line is 53 miles, and with all the spurs and stuff, it is 83. So if you keep going this way, you will eventually stumble upon the Brushy Creek Spur, which will take you down into the valleys. The first bit of it is very twisty and curvy because it follows a modern-day highway, and it is actually a Ozark Trail now. But it follows the ridge lines until it eventually reaches the town of Midridge. Midridge is up here. Which is the town of Midridge, which was a tie plant back in the day. And then Midridge is basically sat at the top of a mountain. That's a lie. Highmont. Highmont is right here. This would have been Highmont, which was a iron ore thing. I guess I did lay some track through here. I guess I did at some point. So you will go down into the valley, which is actually a 8% grade. That's how steep it was in real life. It is an 8% grade down into the Brushy Creek Valley. And you will eventually end up in the town of... You're never going to guess it. It's super hard to guess. Brushy! This is where Brushy will be. Brushy Creek specifically. Let's see if we can find it. Yeah, there it is. Oh no, I guess it wasn't that bad. It was more like 4% grade, but I remember it being steeper than that. Okay. Because I don't want to go all the way down here. We're going back to where Hobart switches, which is where the Brushy Creek Spur switched off. So if you keep going west from Hobart, you hit Milton, another smaller town. And then you finally reach the railroad's terminus of Bunker, Missouri, which is in the northwestern part of Rollins County. Now, I am working on this road with another friend. His name is Ryan, and he's currently getting a new computer, so he can't do anything. So I've been stuck doing everything, which I don't hate. I like doing like the rural town areas, but I cannot do the larger towns. Where do I? Okay, yeah, starting over here. Let's see if we can. After showing you around, to see if I can't do some good old scenic work through here. I'm debating on if I do limited big trees. No, actually, I'll just do the big trees. Oh, will I? Will I? Yeah, I will. I'll do big trees through here. You don't get a nice view. You don't get a nice view anywhere else through this. Although it would be a very pretty view, looking down into the valley down this road. That's sadly not how it is in real life, and I know because I've actually, I'm a bit of a historian, not really amateur anymore. I am a historian for this railroad, and I have been for a while. So I actually went down here, down to its terminus recently, and I just went up and down its right of way, because I actually got in touch with a lot of people who live on the old right of way of the railroad. And I got access to a bunch of pieces of right-of-way, and even an old boxcar that came from the railroad. Yeah, that was fun. Okay. How's that looking so far? That's looking good. Why's my... God damn it, it's doing it again. Damn it. Damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it. No, it's good. It's working. It's working. We get it. We gooch. We gooch. Okay. So... how far can I get? Okay, so there is a bit of a rock face here, which I'm not very good at rock faces. I'm hoping Ryan can fix up some of it, because I suck. Yeah, this is one of the more scenic places on the route now. And I've yet to take a steam train through here, because, like I said, the main mode of transportation was a steam train. This one, the Bull Moose, was one of the few diesels that they had at the time of, like, the year that we're building this route in, one of their few diesels was the Bull Moose, which is a 55-seater Brill motor car, blah, blah, blah. Their other forms of transit would have been their two moguls that they used, which, for those of you who don't know, a mogul is a 260. That means it has 2 leading wheels and 6 driving wheels. This is a great representation of one. I'd pull up a photo of one of their moguls. I don't have one immediately within my grasp. Yes. Yeah, so that's a quick run by. Now, do I keep going south, or do I try to do some more work on another town. Because I have a good bit of Southern Fruit City done. And if I'm correct, the rest of it should not be that bad. Let's, hang on. Let me do a thing real quick.